Good morning, students. So this video is on the paper literary forms, and we are discussing the third unit prose. And in that third unit, the topic is going to be biography. Okay. So what do you mean by biography? Biography is the history of a personality. Okay. Even the history of a life history of an individual could be called as a biography. So what happens in his life from his birth to his death? Okay, that is called as biography. Yet there are some features in it, most important features in it, and we shall discuss biography in English. The greatest biography in English also. You will read this. The term biography was first used by Dryden, defining it as the history of particular men's lives. The term connotes a full account of a person's life, including an account of person's character and temperament. Okay, the word biography was first coined by John Dryden. Okay, he is a critic and he is a poet. If you have studied history of English literature, John Dryden is the most important poet, prose writer, and also a critic. And John Dryden is called as father of English criticism. Okay, and it was he who coined the word biography. And according to him, the definition of the word definition or meaning of the word biography is the history of particular men's lives. Okay. So, a person, an individual's life history. Okay, in that sense, he defined a biography, and in a deeper sense, in the deeper meaning of the word biography by Dryden is that the person's character and temperament. Okay, that is also expressed in a biography. Okay, that's how John Dryden defines biography. And then today biography is considered as a part of literature. Harald Nicholson defines it as a truthful record of an individual composed as a work of art. Biography is today biography is the important genre of literature. Okay, biography is a book describing a person's life, a great personality's life, and it has become an important genre of literature. Many people read biography, and Harald Nicholson defines it as truthful record of an individual composed as a work of art. So Harald Nicholson defines a truthful record, real record of real incident of an individual. Okay, a person's life history, most important life events is described as an work of art in an interesting way, like an art, not a mere prose writing. In an interesting way, it should be presented. Then only it is called as biography, according to Harald Nicholson. And the next point, the basis of biography, biographical impulse is man's interest in man. The proper study of mankind is man. Biography has its origin in the instinct of man to celebrate memory of someone whom he admires and to draw inspiration from him. See, the basis of biography, the basis of a biographical writer is man's interest in man. Generally, all of us have interest to know what happens in that person's life. What was his schooling and what were the problems he faced and how he overcame the problem. We are curious to know a person's life, what happened in him. So that is the basis of biography, and a biography has its origin in the instinct of man to celebrate the memory of someone whom he admires and to draw inspiration from him. And above all, there are many great personalities, famous people, and we are curious to know how he had achieved in his life, what all the problems he faced, and how he overcame the problem. And we want to admire certain personalities. Maybe, for example, Sachin Tendulkar or APJ Abdul Kalam. We want to know what happened in their life, how they achieved. And so this is another reason that many biographical writers came and many biographies were read and written. And the next one is biography is a set of is a record of life of an individual, unlike history which deals with event that molds life of a nation. Biography is defined by birth and death of person concerned. Other persons are only subsidiary to the central hero. See, biography is not history. Okay, biography is a genre of literature. There are differences between history and literature. History is written for the sake of nation, but biography is written for the sake of literature, for the sake of literary value in it. But history for sake of nation, the whole nation's history is certain. Say for example, the freedom movement in India, the history of freedom movement in India, for that what is it, how Congress came and Sipai Mutiny, what are the incidents which instigated Sipai Mutiny, and how Indian National Congress was formed, and how Gandhi became the leader, and what are the how Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose formed his army, and Jallianwala Massacre, and a non-cooperation movement, Quit India movement, Salt Satyagraha, and everything is said in the history of Indian freedom movement. But in case of writing the biography of Gandhi or Nehru, this person Nehru alone is focused. Nehru participated in freedom movement. Okay, and in that in how many protests and how many incidents, and did Nehru along with Gandhi they participated. Everything is dealt in Nehru's biography. Okay, but in general Indian freedom movement it is not said. Okay, so in a biography of Nehru, Nehru's life incident alone is focused. Okay, he would have participated in freedom movement maybe after 20 years. So till then, he led normal life, and what happened in the normal life is said in a biography, but not said in a freedom movement, in the Indian freedom movement. So Indian freedom movement focused on nation, and but not on the life in personal life incidents of a person. Okay. So the person is a central focus, but the history is different. Okay, and it is account of a person's achievement and personality. Sidney Lee says that the character and exploit jointly constitute biographic personality. The character and the personality is expressed in a biography. Okay. So, what is Nehru's attitude? What is Gandhi's attitude? If you want to learn that, we have to read biography. Okay. So, this is another important point, and then we shall move to next point. The biography should neither be excessive in praise nor in vile condemnation of the subject. Both virtues and faults of a person should be presented dispassionately. So, this is absolutely important point in biography. Both virtues and vices, both should be said. If all of us have both virtues and vices, okay, and there is no person with complete virtue and there is no person with complete vices. Okay, so therefore, in a biography, both virtues and vices should be narrated in that book. Okay, and if in a biography only the person positive aspect is said, then it is a bad biography. It's not a good biography. And at the same time, if in a biography only vices is said and the person is condemned, then also it is not a good biography. Both positive and negative aspects should be narrated in the in that book, but at the same time it should be narrated dispassionately. Okay, so what is the factor? He helped people. Nehru helped people. Okay, and it should not be exaggerated. It should not be narrated in an exaggerated way. Okay, see how he helped Pinero, what kind of sacrifice he made, and people appreciated him like anything, and such kind of exaggerated things should not be presented in a biography. He helped people, okay, and for that people also appreciated Nehru, okay. A kind of neat statement of fact is said in biography, and it should not be narrated in exaggerated way or passionately, okay. So this is another important point. And moving to next point, a biography is not something to satisfy the curiosity of reader. It should be a work of art, not mere collection of arts or ends. Its function is to transmit personality. So see, it is not ordinary literature. Ordinary literature, it's not ordinary novel also, it is a biography. Biography is different from a novel. See, if I want to write a novel and I would add certain things, certain lines, certain phrases, certain paragraphs, even pages to make the audience, to make the readers interesting or curiously. I want to make my readers curious to read my novel. Okay, I should not make them to feel bored. Keeping this thing in the mind, I may the style could be said. The story could be narrated in a different way, in a unique way. But in case of biography, such things should not be added. Facts should be presented. The personality of the character should be presented. Okay, I should not take any efforts to make the readers curious or to make my readers to create interest. I should simply present the fact. That is the feature of a good biographer. A biography should be based on fact about person concerned and on correct interpretation of facts. Any invented details have no place in a biography. And this is another important point. The biography writer should not add any imagination. Okay, so if even a single line is imagination, then it is a novel, it is not a biography. Okay, so in the whole book should be the matter of facts, the matter of facts of a person, and there is no point in imagination. He cannot add his own points. Okay, that is another point in biography. And a good biography is of great value to a historian because, as Carlyle said, history is the essence of countless biographies. See, a good biography has a great value to a historian. Okay. So if I am a historian, I should read many biographies. I should read biography of Gandhi, Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, and after reading their biography only, I can write a true history of India. Okay, so biography is a kind of source for the historian, but that is not the history itself. Okay, that's how Carlyle says. Carlyle said history is the essence of countless biographies. So, history is the combination of countless biography, and that's how a biography should be written. And there are few factors that make a biography impure. One is that the desire of the biographer to exaggerate either the virtue or the vices of his subject. See, this is a problem. What are the factors? So in this paragraph we should learn what are the factors which would make a biography impure, not authentic, a bad biography. So what are the factors? The first point is that first factor to make a biography impure is that the biographer would exaggerate the person, the personality or the individual's virtues. Okay, and see, if I am a biographer, let's say, for example, actually, I personally like Sachin Tendulkar. If I want to write a biography of Sachin Tendulkar, since I personally like Sachin Tendulkar, I may exaggerate his virtues. Okay. See, if I am a great biographer, I should write both Sachin Tendulkar's positive aspect as well as negative aspect. Though I personally like Sachin Tendulkar, I should if I want to be a good biographer, I should present the fact. Since I personally like Sachin Tendulkar, unknowingly, unconsciously, I tend to exaggerate Sachin Tendulkar's virtues. Okay, so this is a problem in biography writing. Naturally, if I want to write a biography of a person, I should like a person. That's how it happens. Since I like Sachin Tendulkar, I write his biography, and I unknowingly, I unconsciously exaggerate Sachin Tendulkar's virtues. So this thing make my biography impure. Okay, so this is the first factor to make a biography impure. Another factor is the intrusion of author's own views and prejudice. Okay, so a good biographer should do lots of research. Okay, let's say what happened in that. I want to write a biography of Sachin Tendulkar, and what happened in 2003. I simply meet a person, and he says this is what happened. See, I should, if I really want to write a biography of Sachin Tendulkar, then I must go to Mumbai. I must meet Sachin Tendulkar as well, and I should meet Sachin Tendulkar relatives, his friends, and his colleagues, and even BCCI. Everything I should, everyone I should meet, and then I should write the biography. Okay. Suppose I meet Sachin Tendulkar's mother's friends, okay, and then I am writing biography. Then that is not that became impure biography. If at all I want to write a true biography, a pure biography, I myself should meet Sachin Tendulkar's mother. Okay, I should not meet Sachin Tendulkar's mother's friend. Okay, see, that cannot be a pure biography. It would add certain prejudice. His friend said. Okay, then naturally it cannot have authenticity. I have to meet the straight person. Especially if I want to write Sachin Tendulkar's life, I should meet Tendulkar. I should become friend of Tendulkar, and so that he would share everything in his life. And then, with his permission, I should write his biography. Okay. So, say for example, I am a Tamilian and he is a Marathi. Okay, and I mean, let's say, being a Tamilian, and I may have my own prejudice on Sachin Tendulkar as a Marathi. Okay, and this should not, such kind of prejudice is not allowed in a pure biography. Okay, so biographer should not have any prejudice. This is another important factor which would make a biography impure. And then the biographer should stand apart away from his subject and maintain an attitude of detachment. Okay, I may have, let's say, if I want to write Sachin Tendulkar's biography, I may personally like him, or I may personally hate him. Okay, it doesn't matter. If I want to write a good biography, I should shed away all the kinds of my personal likings and dislikings and prejudice. I should present the person's, the individual's personality, the individual's life incident just as it is. Okay, I cannot, I should not show my personal likings and dislikings in my in the biography which I write. Okay, and another cause of impurity is the employment of utilitarian or moral aim for purpose of illustrating some preconceived theory. See, this is also this factor is also impure to the biography. See, Again, let me take the example of Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar is a great personality, and I want to write a biography on him so that people will learn from him and get inspiration from him, and then they will be successful. Okay, the purpose of this is not the purpose, okay, but mostly most of the biography writer and even people themselves misread biography in the way that how he what are the moral aspects that I learned from this biography. Okay, that should not be the case. It is a person's life history. That's how I should read. Okay, and the real incidents that may inspire me to work hard, and it would help me to have success in my life. That is the other thing. Okay, but there is no point of a biographer writer to add moral values, to add moral message to it. There is no such thing. Such things should not be written in a biography, which should add impurity to the biography. Okay. Say for example, Gandhiji wrote My Experiment with the Truth. That is autobiography, not biography, because Gandhiji wrote his own life history. Okay. Therefore, it is an autobiography, not a biography. Okay. So, yet in that book, My Experiment with the Truth, here Gandhi expressed his mistakes also, his blunders, his crimes also. Gandhi went to brothel. Okay, he said in his own biography. That is real incident that happened in his life. And what is it? When Gandhi went to brothel when he was in the teenage. In the childhood days, Gandhi stole from his stole money from his father as well as from his brother. Okay, he also said many lies during his childhood days, and in the teenage he went to brothel also. But everything happened when Gandhi was young. Okay, but later on he became a great soul, the great personality, and but when he even if it is Gandhi, he also did some crimes, and that is the fact. Okay, so Gandhi went to brothel, that is a fact, and it should be said in a biography, even if it is autobiography or a biography. Okay, then only it is a pure and authentic biography. If I like Gandhi, therefore he went to a brothel, that those incidents I simply neglected. I did not write it. Okay, and that is not a good biography. And Gandhi later only, as an adult only, Gandhi did all kinds of good things to people and freedom movement. He became the greatest soul, even the world itself. But yet in his childhood days he did lots of mistakes. But I see how great Gandhi is, and if I want to write a biography like that, then naturally I will not write what all the mistakes of Gandhi, his darker side of Gandhi. Okay, so let me write the book in praise of Gandhi, then it's okay. But if I say that I am writing Gandhi's biography, then I have to write Gandhi said lies, Gandhi stole money from his father as well as his brother, and Gandhi went to brothel. Okay, that is the true biography. And it may add certain prejudice on Gandhi, but there are facts. They should be presented as it is. Okay, so this is the important factor. Just for sake of moral values, I cannot write a biography. So in a biography, both virtues and vices should be said. And in short, biography is a true narrative without any straining of effort or drawing moral. It relates faithfully to the human soul. So it should simply present the human soul as it is. Then it is a good biography. Okay, I will do another video on biography in English. Thank you.